Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So I want to talk about the post-credit scene for The Walking Dead World Beyond, and I want to talk about some new details here because there's actually some information here. I want to talk about Toledo, Ohio, and the Spain reference, which is actually a pretty cool reference to Rick's brother. I also want to talk about a few other characteristics of the zombie that we saw that I actually didn't talk about in my previous videos. And so obviously, before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this. I will be streaming on Twitch later on today. I'm going to be streaming some Dead by Daylight, so stay tuned for that. I'm very, very excited to do that. I also just posted a video talking about the major announcement coming this Sunday. I also just noticed that Talking Dead posted they posted another tweet here and they said, hey, hashtag Walking Dead Universe fans, we've got a huge announcement coming up on Sunday and a surprise guest from the Walking Dead universe. Who could it be? What will we be announcing? Share your best guesses using hashtag Talking Dead and tune in Sunday to find out. Don't miss it. Yeah, you know, like when I read that, it's screaming Rick Grimes, but again, like how many times have we been disappointed, right? There's always been like this big moment. Oh, the season's ending. Gimple's going to be on Talking Dead or something like that. So this must mean this. And then it ends up not meaning that, right? So it's just we're at this point now where it's like, I don't know. The surprise guest, obviously Gimple's not going to be on Talking Dead, so obviously it's not going to be him announcing anything then. But again, I think that's why they have the guest coming on. I think the guest is actually going to make an announcement. And again, they posted on here that they've got a huge announcement coming up on Sunday. It's a huge announcement. Like if this was anything like, oh, we're going to have this character's returning in this show or this, you know what I mean? Like if it's anything like that, people are going to be so pissed off. I mean, they're hammering down on this. I think they know something. I don't know if the social media person knows something. And so they're like really hammering down on it, or if they don't know, I don't know. Point is, I'm really excited for it, but I did make a video talking about that. So I just wanted to let you guys know because I know I'm going to see a few comments of people saying, oh, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? Yeah, I have. I already posted a video about it, but let's talk about this new post-credit scene here. So the post-credit scene was pretty shocking. It was a pretty big moment and really has changed the Walking Dead universe just as a whole. And this is why, honestly, I believe that it's much bigger than any sort of Rick Grimes reference. You know, like if this Sunday, if they actually announce the Rick Grimes movie is coming out on this date, it's holiday 2022 or say like summer or fall 2023, that's probably more likely. But if they just announce when it's coming out, what the title's going to be, maybe some graphic art would be kind of cool. People are going to be freaking out. You know, people are going to be so hyped. You combine what we actually got here in the post-credit scene with that and what the future is going to be. Like faster walkers, running walkers. It sounds so stupid saying that. I'm just going to call them runners for now, right? I think that maybe that'll stick, but I'm going to stick with runners. Maybe I'll be the first one that says that online. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have commented that already, but you have those type of zombies here. It's going to change everything. It is the best announcement that could have came, but I want to talk about some of the new details here. And I guess the first one that I want to mention, this one might not be true, but I've been looking to see where she got shot, and it looks like she gets shot in the head. And what's weird about that is she got back up. So do you have to find a new way to kill these zombies now, right? And that could be something that is going to be really, really interesting. I mean, you could do the whole Resident Evil thing where you actually have to burn the zombies, right? Because in Resident Evil, after a while, or I guess you could just kill them by shooting them in the head anyways. But I know that if you have the canister and the lighter and all that, you could just like set them on fire, burn them to ash, and obviously they can't come back, at least in Resident Evil 1, right? And so I wonder if they are coming up with like, you know, they got to find a new way to kill these zombies that's going to make sense. Because it looks like she gets shot in the head. Because wherever she's shot, she falls down immediately and she's done. If you got shot in the back, there's no way you're just going to like fall down dead. If you get shot in the back, like you're going to be like in pain. You're probably going to die. Depends on where the bullet goes through. But like if you see how she died, it looks like she got shot in the head. And what's just creepy about it is the fact that she got back up right away. And I mean, if you just watch the scene over and over again, it's honestly really brutal. Like after getting shot in the head, and she remembered that she got shot from someone from behind her. And then she starts screaming and she runs at the door and she's banging on that door. And that door is almost going to come down, right? I think if you had like 30 zombies against that wall's coming down. So like that's what I mean. Alexandria's walls, they're never going to stay. They're going to come down immediately if there's like a herd, especially if there's a herd. Could you imagine an actual herd of zombies picture like literally picture the Whisper War. They all had that blood on them and stuff like that. Imagine if they actually walked through running like I don't get how they would do that. I don't even think they'd be able to do that. Like all of those zombies running at you, I think those buildings would just collapse. Like holy shit. But besides all of that, I want to talk about some of the new research here, because we actually did learn some new things here, and that is the mention of Toledo. So Toledo, obviously the woman here, whatever her name is, she actually references Toledo as Toledo, Ohio. And so if you actually do like Virginia or West Virginia or whatever it is to Toledo, Ohio, it's like a 4-hour drive or 4.5 hour drive or something like that, which shows that, yeah, the Commonwealth are most likely in Ohio, right? Like people have been wondering, is the Commonwealth in West Virginia? But no, I think they are in Ohio, like just like the comic, you know. I think the meeting point was just there. It was just far away from Ohio. But if you think about it, they traveled a long time. So it makes sense. You know, like I think Toledo, Ohio is where the Commonwealth is based. And not only that, like that's a little nod to I guess the sign in season 9, episode 2. If you remember that sign there, it said Toledo. I believe that was actually a nod to MASH. But now obviously it has just bigger meanings. The guy also said Spain. He mentioned, like, is it Toledo, Spain? And I'm guessing that's a place, but that right there is actually a reference. And it's a small reference. It's a little Easter egg because they mentioned Spain. It's a little reference to Rick Grimes' brother because he actually is in Spain. He's in Barcelona, Spain, though, not Toledo, Spain. Again, it likely doesn't mean anything at all. I mean, it definitely doesn't mean anything. I think it was just a little thing like, oh, we can mention Spain here. Let's just do that because fans are going to be like, oh, that's a little tiny nod. But it's the same thing as like the Dwayne Jones whiskey, right? In season 10, it literally didn't mean anything. It's just called Dwayne Jones. They just had a little tiny nod to the character from season 1. So this is likely all that is. But Toledo, Ohio, the woman mentioned that there was a conference here from the Primrose team, and they attended it in this place here, which is obviously now the Commonwealth. And if you're still second guessing whether or not the Commonwealth is actually based in Ohio, I saw a post on Twitter, and here, let me pull it up because I commented on it. I don't know who. I think it was Julian Cannon. I think he's a writer. Yeah, he is. He's a writer for The Walking Dead. And yeah, he posted something here saying that, like, I did not notice this before, but it appears that the television version of the Commonwealth is in Ohio. The meeting point from 1016 was in West Virginia. The left is from 11.5 and the right is the Ohio state flag. And if you actually look at it, yeah, on the left of this TV, if you remember, this is where they watched that Commonwealth commercial. On the left here, you actually see the Ohio state flag. That's not going to be a little nod to the fact that the Commonwealth is based in Ohio, right? Or in the comic, right? Like if they actually have that here, that's confirmation that it's actually in Ohio. Because there's one thing to have little nods, but to actually have a flag here, people who don't know the comic are going to see that and be like, oh, you're in Ohio. And if it's not in Ohio, people are going to be like, then why do you have that flag there, right? So clearly this place is in Ohio. This is how Gimple is actually connecting the whole universes. And yeah, that's kind of cool. You know, if the Commonwealth actually had, I mean, if you think about it, the Commonwealth, it's run by the Milton family. They're as powerful as like the Kennedy family, right? Like they've been in power for decades and decades, way before the apocalypse even happened. So it makes sense that they would have a place like the Commonwealth, right? Pamela Milton would have those resources. There likely was a conference about all of this stuff, the apocalypse stuff and cures and how to deal with all of that, right? And so, yeah, I think actually all of that makes perfect sense here. They're starting to connect everything here, and I think we're starting to see how Gimple has planned all of this out, how there's connections from the Commonwealth to the Civic Republic to this post-credit scene here to the new variant of Walker. It's all super exciting. I also added one little thing here, which I just... this really could be nothing, but if you noticed, when she walks into the room, she actually goes into the room very, very quietly. And so I'm wondering if that's also a part of it. Like, are these walkers just able to hear things from super far away? Because that would be, immediately my head goes to a quiet place, but obviously it's not going to be that because that would be insane, right? But yeah, anyways, definitely post your thoughts down below on all the new details here. I think this is it for the most part. Again, maybe I'll do a post-credit scene breakdown, or not even just a breakdown of it, but just what it could mean in the future, how it could actually play a role in The Walking Dead and all that, but I'll do that later this week. As of now, this is all the stuff that's come out there, unless Gimple talks about Primrose team or the Violet team and gives more details there, but I've done 2 or 3 videos on this so far, talking about all different details, so I've done all that, and yeah, you guys got my thoughts on all that now. So definitely I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Post all your thoughts in the comment section. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.